I think Arne Duncan is the breakout star of the Obama administration. I worked with Arne 10, 11 years ago when we were establishing the Young Women's Leadership School in Chicago, and he was head of the Chicago public school system under Mayor Daley, who had governance over the Chicago city schools. He was the first mayor in the country to have that privilege and was very successful, not completely, in turning around a lot of schools in Chicago. I think Race to the Top is important because it has fired up another intense national conversation. It's almost the perfect storm for education right now. You've got high exposure initiatives and media. You've got Race to the Top, you've got Waiting for Superman, you've got Mark Zuckerberg in Newark talking about a $100 million gift on Oprah, and everybody, it's got great buzz right now. And Race to the Top, excuse me, was certainly a part of that. The danger in it, and danger is probably not the correct word, but the yellow flag is that it's only a start. And it's been dispersed to very few states. We happen to be among the luckier ones. But you know, things don't change in public education by throwing dollars into the system. Things change by the hard work that's done on the ground, the follow-through on some of the things that were conditional for our gift, the teacher standards, the data collections, et cetera, et cetera. If those things really come to terms and really take off in a meaningful and consistent and sustainable way, measuring teacher performance, measuring student performance, really keeping our eyes on the ball in those categories, I think it could have a terrific impact. But the money and the PR alone won't change anything. Won't change much, I should say.
Thank you.
I'd like to weigh in on this a little bit. I think that we're very fortunate that Waiting for Superman has come out. Many people are not aware of another documentary that is out at this time, and it's made by an independent documentary filmmaker from California, and it's called The Race to Nowhere. And if you have an opportunity, because it's being shown all over the world really, but it emphasizes the kind of anxiety and discomfort level in many of our children because we're putting such enormous pressure on them to succeed in school. So there is the high stakes. The other thing, I couldn't agree more with my colleagues on the panel, pinpointing and these movies like Waiting for Superman finally bring to the fore what we've been talking about for years, the dilemma and the problems in education. Finally, they're here. But Waiting for Superman, when I was sitting there and watching this movie very intently, I couldn't help but notice one of the flaws, and that is if you come from a home where parents are not supportive and are not there behind you and are not helping you to make those choices for the schools, you're not included in that movie, and you are not going to be part of the conversation about schools. So I think that there is a caveat that when we see these things, it's great to have the visibility, but please take it with a grain of salt, with a note of caution. Diane Ravitch, a very well-known, prominent educator, has said, she criticizes all of this, she said that reforms are being promoted that are unproven, and of course we have a whole cadre of critics that are against charter schools. So I am in favor of charter schools personally, and many people are, and they have a place in our society alongside public schools, but we do have to be cautious about what we promote and what we put our money behind and what we're talking about. And so I just want to say, in that movie, Waiting for Superman, what came to my mind was there's a Superman inside each of us. We each have the power to affect change. That's what I thought about, the Superman within us.
Thank you, Dr. Rosen.
I'd like to add something to what Ann was talking about, and the fact that actually 35 states plus the District of Columbia have adopted the rigorous Common Core standards. I think that's a very positive thing. And 34 states have changed laws and policies to improve education, and in many cases, that is, the standards are much better than the state standards that they originally had. So I think that's very, very good for education. research has shown in other countries that Common Core standards are very effective. And so I think the adoption of those is a positive thing for the educational environment. And who can quibble with the idea of having the best teachers that we possibly can in front of our children? And that's something that is very important, and they have to be trained. And Hunter, I know, is very good in that area. This is something that I think, in some ways, the whole approach to teacher education in universities has to change also. I think there has to be a good emphasis on the latest, not the latest fads, but the fact that technology is definitely there and hopefully can be used in the proper way. I think the positive thing is that the 10 winning applicants, have adopted rigorous Common Core standards in reading and mathematics, and as we know, probably other standards are going to be coming through. What I like especially is that one of the aspects of it is moving very qualified teachers into the schools that really need them. So,
Thank you, Mr. Daniel.